Live for the part of YouTube that extracts your soul and leaves an empty husk behind. This is the Zankoku Tenshi Show. The show that advertisers pay to not talk about their products. Isn't that right, Coca-Cola? Never mind. Anyways, now here is your host, the man whose anonymous op-eds never get published in the New York Times, Zankoku Tenshi.
I did everything but check my camera. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. It is I, Zankoku Tenshi, and this is the Zankoku Tenshi Show. And let's try to get this somewhat going. Whatever. Anyways, hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. It is I, Zankoku Tenshi, the man, the myth, the legend, the loser, the waste of space, the waste of time. Anyways, and welcome to another episode of the Zankoku Tenshi Show, the show where I talk about just a bunch of stuff and react to the comments in the wonderful comment section, as crazy as they all are. And let's just get into it. It's probably going to be a short episode because I am tired as all hell. I had to, I didn't have to, but I ended up walking like about 5 miles to get some lunch. And, oh man, it was tiring for some reason. I've done it before, but today it was just really bad. I don't know, anyways. So let's get right into it. And the first thing I want to talk about is Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds died yesterday. God rest his soul. Great actor. Man's man. Men wanted to be him. Women wanted to be with him. And there was probably some other jokes that we're going to say, but we're not going to say them because, oh my God, we're fucking sensitive today. Anyways, so let me move this over here. Okay. All right. So Burt Reynolds, me growing up in the early 80s, I guess technically late 70s, early 80s, man, I'm fucking old. I remember watching the Smokey and the Bandit movies and the Cannonball movies and just loving them whenever they were on or we would rent them. It was just awesome. The Cannonball movies with their blooper reel during the end credits, just really great. Hopefully him and Dom DeLuise are now having some laughs up in heaven. But yeah, so it's really sad because I enjoyed him in a lot of things. His comeback, his role in Boogie Nights was excellent. He did a great job, and that. I never was really much of a fan of Evening Shade, but it wasn't because of him. He was always great, and mad respect and props for Burt Reynolds. You're going to be missed, but you will always be remembered. So Burt Reynolds, wonderful guy, wonderful movies that he's been in. He's in Deliverance. I mean, that was probably his big breakout role. But I will always remember him as the Bandit because that was my introduction, and just epic mustache. I mean, really in the 80s, man, there were 2 people with epic mustaches. Sorry, Chuck Norris, but it was Burt Reynolds and Tom Selleck, and we still have Tom Selleck, so there you go. But yeah, they're remaking Magnum P.I., and the guy does not have a mustache, so boo. Boo, boo, hiss, hiss. Plus, they had like a racist joke in the actual preview teaser thing, talking about sharks going for white meat. That's racist, They would have said something, if the white guy would have said something about sharks going for dark meat. or it just whatever, but that's the way things are now, right? Anyways, so how are y'all doing? Obviously, no one's watching this stream right now, or maybe there's one watching the stream, but they're so shy they don't want to talk in the epic chat. The epic chat, I always got to remember it's to my left. Because I'm looking at it, looks like it's in my right, but it's to my left. But in the epic chat, people. Anyways, so yeah, so let's get into the Colin Kaepernick situation. So Nike unveiled their new campaign to sell shoes made by sweatshop workers in impoverished lands to rich limousine liberals who feel like they are better than everybody else because they care. So they did this by having Colin Kaepernick be the face of this ad campaign, and I believe the ad campaign says something like sacrificing everything or what. And I'm like, what the hell did Colin Kaepernick sacrifice? His third string bench warming job as a non-playing quarterback, possible practice squad, probably most likely going to be cut or released. I mean, that's what he sacrificed, and then that's the thing. It's like, look, I could be completely wrong about this. Colin Kaepernick could have been doing this all for the best and wonderful of intentions. But honestly, what I think this situation is that Colin Kaepernick lost his starting job, probably wasn't going to be a backup, was probably going to be cut. No team was going to touch him. So he thought if he did this because his girlfriend was a big BLM person, so he hears like all about this, this movement and Black Lives Matter, and he figures that he could somehow parlay that into hero status, and what he thought was he would do this and then he would become a hero. People would be like, yeah, look at him. And then he would have all kinds of attention, and teams would be like, you know what? We can use this. We're going to pick him up, because it's going to be great PR. And that's what I think. I think he really thought that he was going to be looked at as like a vanguard, a hero, and that this was going to end up with him getting a starting quarterback job with an NFL team. And my God, did it backfire in that regard, because the exact opposite happened. He became cancer. He became super hated. He became super polarized. Yeah, sure, there's a lot of people who love him, but now there's a lot of people who didn't even care who he was, now hate him. And that's the whole thing. He's a very polarizing person who I feel is an opportunist. I think he did what he did for attention to try to get a job, try to get paid. Because let's face it, his girlfriend probably wasn't going to stick around with him if he wasn't going to be a football player anymore. And so he figured, hey, she talks about this stuff, so I'm inspired. I can use this stuff, this Black Lives Matter stuff, to get some attention, to parlay that into, furthering my career. And in a way, it worked. It furthered his career with Nike. Yes, he picked up a big time endorsement from Nike. Now he's got a big deal. And all he had to do was, get people to notice him taking a knee, because the first time he did it, nobody cared. Nobody noticed, because no one was paying attention to Colin Kaepernick, because Colin Kaepernick was a washed up, has-been quarterback who was eventually going to be bagging groceries at the local Safeway. I mean, that's what was going to happen. But so he risked his, I guess he risked his career bagging groceries for a lucrative multi-million-dollar Nike advertisement deal where he doesn't have to play football and rake in the money. I mean, like I watched this stupid commercial because I was watching the football. I like football. I'm a big football guy. So I was watching Thursday Night Football, which, my God, the first 3 quarters was garbage. Oh my God, that was just, ugh. And the worst part of it wasn't even the play on the field. It was that damn commercial, because he sacrificed nothing. He lost everything before he even did what he did, because he forgot how to throw a football and dodge a tackle and read a defense. You know, there's a reason why he was benched. There was a reason why he wasn't even number 2 on the depth chart. And it wasn't because he was socially active. This was all after he got his ass booted to the pine, man. All right? I mean, he was on clipboard duty. And honestly, I don't know if third stringers even hold the clipboard. Maybe he's not even important enough for the clipboard. Whatever, he was probably getting cut or waived. And he was going to have a hard time finding someone to pick him up. And then he turned himself into like the most toxic player in the history of the world, which honestly, you know, a lot of toxic, like Pac-Man Jones, who's still in the league, is going, oh, thank God there's someone more toxic than me now. Holy shit, I am saved. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Colin Kaepernick. Thank you. I mean, look. What people fail to understand, the people who are on the, you know, kneeling side of the argument fail to understand, is that the point of your protest is not solely attention. All right? Because for the most part, it's almost completely 100% self-serving, not doing anything positive for the cause. All right? The point of the protest is to enact change. And the thing is, to do that, you need to convince people that A, there's a problem, and B, to help solve the problem. And what you do to do that is by reaching out, not by insulting them, not by disrespecting, doing acts that they seem to be profoundly disrespectful. And people do, you know, like my opinion and a lot of people's opinions about the singing of the national anthem before a sporting event is that this is a moment where we all, regardless of our team affiliations, regardless of our race, our country of origin, our many different ways of dividing us. This was one of ours. Hello, Ionis A. I hope I pronounced that right. But this was the moment where we all stood as one. We were one nation, you know, paying respect to the flag and the country that has given us so much that we are living in and have the opportunities we do have, that we can watch a sporting event and not have to be busy, you know, in the local dump trying to find like pieces of tin that we could sell so that we could buy a stick of food to satisfy our starving bellies because it's been a week since the last meal we've had. No, we are living in one of the greatest countries in the world, and even the worst among us are still a lot better than there are in the rest of the world. So yeah, it's a moment to unite. It's a moment to reflect, and they made that moment about them. And that in itself is disrespectful, and a lot of people find it disrespectful. And instead of protesting, you know, police brutality and social injustice, you were basically protesting the country and everyone in it. And that is a good way to divide people. And now we have another divisive issue. Thanks a lot. You did nothing to help your cause. There are people who are now more likely to not be part of your cause because of it. And you've done damage to your reputation, the reputation of your cause, and you have created this firestorm. And the NFL has completely mismanaged the entirety. It's turned it into a complete shit show. And look, I am 100% free speech guy, but you know, I also realize that you're on the job, you're in uniform, it is not your time, it is the company's time, And, you know, they have rules. I can't just tell people to fuck off at my job. Unless this was my job. If this was my job, I could say, hey, fuck off. But it's not my job. But if, you know, where I work, I can't just say, hey, people, fuck off. Because, you know, I have a right to say it, but I also get, the employer has the right to fire me for that. So I don't do it. And so if your employer says, hey, don't disrespect the country and kneel during the national anthem, and you do it, well, there should be, expect repercussions, and don't bitch and moan about, oh my God, no, you're taking away my rights, whatever. That is not taking away your rights. You still have the right to protest all you want outside of the job. There you go. You know, call a press conference. Talk to Nike and make a video. Right? Yeah, but don't take away part of, you know, don't take away from something that is meant to show respect to the country that has given you the opportunities to be where you are right now. And don't, you know, slap the face of all those people who support the country and who are united, standing, honoring America. You know, it's counterproductive. It's counterproductive. I know in your heart of hearts you hate America, whatever. But you know, you got to do what's best for you. In that situation, it wasn't the best. But maybe you thought, well, Nike was going to come in and save my always wins. And you're going to use capitalism. And so, hey, you know, there we go. But it pains me because I have a coworker and really supports Colin Kaepernick and decision. And she feels like, yeah, well, you know what, in certain communities. And yes, the country has historically horrible things to Germans. They did horrible things to Japanese people. I guess that's part of the Asian. But, you know, hey, guess what? Even white people had shit put upon them by this government. It's an equal opportunity fuck-upper. Okay? So, it's the idea of America, and that's the thing, is like we're working towards the ideal. We're not there yet, but we're working towards that ideal. And to say that it doesn't represent you is saddening to me, because we are all brothers and sisters in this country, regardless of your color, regardless of your race, regardless of your personal politics and beliefs. If you are an American, we are a family. And if someone's going to fuck with you, I'm going to have your back. And I hope that if someone's going to fuck with me, you're going to have my back. So, you know, it's that sense of brotherhood. We need to come together. And that's one of those moments, you know, the national anthem. We all stand and we all come together and we are all as one. But they want to, no, divide. And that's what the leftists and the progressives want, are divide us so that we're easily conquered. Because united we stand, divided we fall. And they need to sow the seeds of division so that they can weaken us and destroy us. And then they can gain control and then lord over us. Because that's the goal, is for them to lord over us, to be the new gods. Because they know way better how to live than we do. So, there you have it. Bitching about Colin Kaepernick. Oh, I thought, oh my God, I thought it was over. I thought I would never have to mention him again. But then, damn it, Nike, you had to just go and fuck everything up. Oh, golly. So, there we go. Colin Kaepernick. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ugh. So, anyways, moving on. Oh my goodness. Can Atlanta score in the red zone? Nope. Holy cow. That was a brutal game. I don't know. I mean, that was brutal. That was a brutal game. And, yeah, a lot of penalties. It seemed like they were not quite ready to start. playing football. But so there we go. Oh, what else can I talk about to the nobody who's watching? Unless Jonas A is still there. I'm still saying hi to him, her, it, whatever they want to be called. Yeah. So I hope anyone has watched the video that I put out yesterday announcing that October, just around the corner, and my 31 Nights of Halloween Horror is going to continue for the 7th year. 7 years of bad luck. And, oh man, you have an opportunity. You all have opportunity to help name the this year's 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. So far, I've got one comment, and honestly, I think what was the comment? Something about let me look it up here. Let me see if I can find it. Unchained from the content Nazis. Unchained from the content Nazis. Now that I've said the N-word, the Nazi word, oh my god, my channel is going to be destroyed. But anyways, Unchained from the content Nazis is the only suggestion so far. So if you have a suggestion or you like that, go to that video, click a big old thumbs up on that, or come up with your better suggestion. Please come up with a better suggestion. I mean, no, it's fine. That's a fine suggestion. I just, maybe something that doesn't get me dinged every single time I say it. But also, if you want to have... What's up? No! I gotta pause. I've just been broken into, and I am probably going to be fleeced for all my money. Don't send for help, though. It will only end badly. All right, I am back. My God, I'm like looking at there, and then I'm like, I think I see someone popping. That's the danger. That's the danger of leaving your doors unlocked and having family that lives across the street and everything like that and stuff like that. It's like, you never know who's going to just pop up. Plus, the fact is, I don't know if there's going to be a sort of game night tonight. I haven't gotten any word back, so that probably means not, but, they could just randomly show up and say, hey, it's game night all of a sudden. So anyway, so sorry about that. But yeah, getting back to the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, for any of you who don't know, that's when I upload a video every night for 31 nights during the month of October, where I do things like talk about horror-related stuff, but mostly it's reviews. It's reviews of movies and last year was a whole bunch of 80s slasher flicks. Holy cow, there was a lot of them, but it was great fun. It's always fun because I get to watch movies that I have kind of neglected to watch, that have always been on my list, and then also watch movies that I love that I want to talk about. And this year is no exception. However, I am looking towards this with a bit of apprehension because the way my work schedule is now, it's really pressing, and the time I have when I don't have a day off is not a lot. I feel so pressed to get everything I need to get done in a day. And so during my days off, I'm really like just resting and recovering. So this is going to be a big challenge because normally I am super drained and it takes a lot of time and I don't get a lot of sleep when I do the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. And this is going to be, I don't know how I'm going to survive this. So you might actually watch me die. I think I actually made that point in the video, but so so yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I even have I got a couple things that I picked up just last week to help out with the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. I've got The Changeling, and I've got The Horror of Dracula, the Horror of Dracula. The horror. Okay? I know what you guys were thinking when I first said that. That you might have been thinking, oh, I might have to check that one out. The Horror of Dracula. Not The Horror of Dracula. Okay. Life Force. And, The Entity. Oh, man. I love this movie. The Entity. I mean, like, it's one of those things. Like, I like supernatural, paranormal type movies, ghost stories, but I also like when they try to use science to figure things out. And this is another thing. It's about a woman who is haunted by an entity, and she goes to these paranormal researchers to help out. And I've always found that so fascinating because to me it is. It's creepy and fascinating. That's why I like The Conjuring, because they kind of go at it. I mean, it might not be 100% scientifically, whatever you want to call it, accurate, whatever you may say. But it's definitely an interesting way. The Legend of Hell House, another one of my favorite when it comes to those, because just it's fascinating because it's like science fiction and horror, but it's not your standard like aliens type science fiction. It's a science fiction, science fantasy, and horror, which in a way doesn't always happen very often. You don't really get that science fiction horror that is not dealing with possessed machines or murderous machines or robots or aliens, but haunted science fiction. Yeah, that kind of thing. That's why also Event Horizon is a really great movie. But I also have some other things that unfortunately, so like the reason I even have those out there is because I kind of gave up trying to fit everything, because the way it is here, I mean, I guess I got a little bit of room, so I guess I can squeeze some more. But I have several Blu-rays that I threw back in there because the pile was just this huge. I think you've seen the pile a couple live streams back, but anyways, so yeah. So anyone who has a suggestion for a movie or a topic for me to cover during the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, I would love for you to leave a comment. You can leave a comment here, or you can leave a comment on that video. It's The video is called September Means Only One Thing. And that is the preparations for the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. So, anyways, my God, I've blown through everything I wanted to talk about in this live stream. None of the usual suspects have showed up. No Jim the Thug, no Grant Matsuda. No Silas Fear. I guess it is school time now. Again, I don't know. Like, I mean, it is kind of late. For me, it's like school should be over for like about an hour or two. But I guess like maybe where they're from, I don't know. Maybe they're in college. Oh, you got all those college classes and stuff like that, and they're busy with their lives and going on. And I'm just gonna sit here and die in my desolate den of deceitful debauchery and decadence. It's like I finally took out my two horror Bishoujo figures, Jason and Freddy Krueger. I don't know if you can see them up there, sitting on top of those Funko Pops. I get closer, but this USB cable is not that long. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, so since nobody's talking to me, nobody's watching, and I've said my piece, and it's going to be getting close to 5 o'clock, I guess I'm just going to end this after a short period of time. It's kind of one of the more depressing streams. But then again, you know, I am kind of tired. And I need my rest. I need to build up my stamina for the marathon of murderous mayhem that is coming up in the next month. So I am going to end it now. And hopefully, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But I will talk to you guys later, maybe next week. Who knows? Life is full of all kinds of stuff, and I'm trying to just fit it all in somehow. So everyone, stay sexy, internet, and I will see you later.